Okay, hello and welcome to Generic Drift with me, Harvey Broadhurst, and my good friend, Adam Bakewell.
Hello.
So, before we start, we have a date now for the Falcon Heavy launch.
Oh, do we?
We do. It's actually very soon at the time of recording.
Do you want to remind people what Falcon Heavy is?
Falcon Heavy is an enormous rocket, and its destination is Mars, and it's taking Elon Musk, the CEO of SpaceX. It's taking his Midnight Cherry Red, whatever, Tesla Roadster, all the way to Mars, where it's going to go onto a billion-year orbit around the planet.
And play David Bowie on a loop until the battery runs out.
So, Falcon Heavy now has a date. It's been set. It will be launched our time, GMT, 6:30 in the evening on Tuesday, February 6th.
Oh, so, wow, yeah.
Yeah.
Tuesday for me, yeah. Tuesday.
This Tuesday for everyone, not just you.
Will it be tuning in? Is there any way to watch it?
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be a stream. I reckon lots of people will also be going down there to view it themselves. Will you be tuning in?
You know, it's not going to get to Mars. I've seen rockets take off. Is there anything going to be special about this, or is it just going to be another rocket taking off?
No, what's special is Elon Musk said quite publicly that he wouldn't be surprised if it explodes, basically. He doesn't know whether this is going to be successful or not. It's very difficult to get something to space, especially something with this sort of magnitude, you know? It's a huge rocket, an enormous rocket.
Well, I hope what they have then is, at an award ceremony when they have a little box in the corner showing the people who've lost.
Yeah.
Like an inset image. I hope they have a picture of the rocket taking off and then Elon Musk in the corner
his face.
as his car explodes.
This article that I've got, it says, no doubt there's a lot that could go wrong. A two-stage rocket will exert 5 million pounds of thrust at liftoff, the equivalent of 18 747 aircraft. So the launch scheduled for 6:30 on Tuesday, February 6th. Who knows what's going to happen? Elon Musk thinks it could be a disaster, or it could be really cool. So,
what do you eat for lunch when you're at work?
I used to spend a lot of money on lunch, actually. I used to, go to Wasabi. I used to like that. I also used to go to a place called Hummus Bros. I used to get like a falafel wrap from them with lots of guacamole, that sort of stuff. Nowadays, because of where I work, it's not very centrally located, so I have to go to either Waitrose or Tesco, depending on how I'm feeling. And I actually have just recently been settling for like a sandwich or something.
Oh, well, perfect. That was the answer I was looking for.
Okay.
I was worried when you were taking me through that you were going to say you had sushi every day or something, but now, yeah, we can stick with sandwich. Very popular sandwiches.
They are. Yeah, they are. I love sandwiches.
What? Yeah, no, come on. You can talk about your love of sandwiches, please.
Sometimes when I am really hungry at lunchtime, I'll get a triple.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a lot of bread.
Yeah, that's what worries me.
What kind of sandwich would you go for though, as a standard? Don't worry, this is going somewhere. This is just like my introduction to talking about something not.
Okay.
I don't really want to know what you eat for lunch. I just want to judge you.
Okay, my sandwich, I'm going to say tuna and sweet corn.
Oh, well, that isn't what I guessed, so that isn't what I've done my calculations for.
Okay.
I said prawn mayo would have been yours.
I do really like prawn mayo, actually. That would have been that would have been my second choice.
Is it more expensive?
Yeah, it is. It is more expensive, you're right. But with tuna, I have this worry that it's not sustainable. So,
oh, well, you know why I guess prawn mayo, to be honest?
Why?
Because prawn mayo is the second most popular sandwich in the UK.
Is it?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Can I guess the first?
Yeah, you won't get it.
Won't I?
Well, you can have a guess.
I think it's going to be something really, really boring, like chicken salad.
That is correct.
Yeah, knew it.
Yeah, that is correct. Well done.
Thanks.
Tuna and sweet corn is number 8 on the list.
Okay.
So, it's still pretty popular. Number 3 is egg and cress.
Oh, God.
Who the hell is eating all these egg and cress sandwiches?
Yeah, they're always there, aren't they? You know when, you get a platter or something? They're always there, and they're always the ones left over. In fact, they're usually the ones that are brought in for vegetarians.
Yeah. Ugh.
But
it is the top vegetarian sandwich. Oh, no. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not pescatarian, but top vegetarian sandwich.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
Number 5, you won't guess because it's just mixed selection.
Mixed selection. What's that? That's what it says.
It says mixed selection.
Mixed selection of sandwiches.
Yes, I don't know whether you can get a pack with multiple sandwich types in it. So this isn't the reason. The source I'm getting this from is a research article that came out this month, where they looked at the carbon footprint of different types of sandwiches.
Right.
So I don't know whether mixed selection is just one that they've put in as like a.
I don't think that's a sandwich
variable.
I think that's ridiculous that they've included that mixed selection.
Mm.
That could be anything. A mixed selection of what? A prawn and a tuna and a BLT? No.
Yeah. I do feel like you kind of sometimes get sandwiches where you get one of one type and one of another.
Surf and turf.
Surf and turf sandwich, yeah.
Surf and turf selection. I don't know if you do. I like a mixed selection for me is like I'm thinking of the triple again.
Yeah.
And with a triple, the triple that I like, and I'm ashamed to admit this because it isn't, the best. It's the cheese triple.
Yeah.
Which is a cheese and pickle, cheese and tomato, cheese and onion.
So that's a mixed selection.
Well, it's cheese, isn't it, really? But I don't know. I don't think that they should include the mixed selections because you can't just lump all the mixed selections together as mixed selections.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, well, we'll forgive them that they did it. So it's good news for you, actually, that you've chosen tuna and sweet corn.
Go on.
One of the lowest carbon footprints of all the sandwiches.
Do you know what? That's good to know. I will continue to eat them. I'll probably eat them more now, tuna and sweet corn. And what about prawns?
Well, it's even better that you didn't pick prawns because they were the third highest.
Third highest?
Of
carbon
all the
footprint.
ones that they did. So there was like a selection of pork ones, a selection of chicken ones, a selection of fishy ones, and then some vegetarian ones.
I can't believe the prawns are the highest. Or the third highest, sorry.
Yeah.
I can't believe that.
So your average prawn mayo sandwich has a carbon footprint of 1,254.7 grams of carbon dioxide.
Wow. I wonder why that is. I would have thought that prawns would be incredibly sustainable, easily, they're easy to catch. They're easy to farm, I guess. I don't know. Are they?
But so this has got everything in it, from the cultivation of the wheat for the bread, the eggs to make the mayonnaise, and then things like processing and packaging.
Yeah, but that's the same for all of them, surely.
Storage. Well, no, because maybe a prawn sandwich doesn't last as long as a
tuna.
Also, I think like if you get a tuna are fearsome predators of the sea. You can feed a lot of people with a tuna.
That is true. One tuna makes a lot of sandwiches.
On a prawn?
So what's the worst?
The worst.
The BLT.
No. All-day breakfast.
Is that
because that's, of course, it's the all-day breakfast sandwich. Have you not seen that? Yeah. It's got your sausage in, it's got your bacon.
Yeah.
It's got all sorts of meats in.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
That's the worst offender.
That sounds like the sandwich that you would like to eat, actually.
They have egg in as well, though, you see. Oh, so I avoid the eggs.
Right.
The second worst is the one that I would usually eat, ham and cheese.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Their recipe includes mayonnaise, so I do think I'm sort of off the hook a little bit, because I would never have a mayo one. So yeah, but they also did some tests using like homemade recipes and seeing what the carbon footprint of like getting your bread from a packet of bread and not packaging it up and just taking it to work and eating it yourself would be. And they used ham and cheese as an example and did lots of different ham and cheese recipes. And with like the most stingy recipe, which still contained mayonnaise, might I add, so it wasn't as stingy as my recipe, you could cut the carbon footprint in half just by making your own sandwiches.
Really? That is interesting.
Yeah.
Who could be bothered to do that, though?
Not me, but maybe some of our podcast listeners who care more about the environment might say, you know what, I'm going to
make my own sandwiches.
Catch my own prawns.
So we've done the worst ones for the environment. What's the best sandwich? If you don't want to make your sandwiches at home, but you still want to be good for the environment, what's the best possible sandwich that you can go out and buy?
Do you want to have a guess?
I reckon it's going to be something really boring. I think it's going to be the egg and cress, sorry.
It is egg mayo and cress, that's right. So maybe that's good that it's the third most popular sandwich.
Yeah. So this is a piece about killer whales.
Yeah, my favourite whale.
Your favourite whale, yeah. And favourite dolphin by extension.
Yep, of
Vice
course,
versa.
because all dolphins are whales.
Exactly. And have you seen this?
You're going to have to be more specific.
It's a killer whale at a marine park in France that can mimic words such as hello and bye-bye. It can count 1, 2, 3, and also can say the name Amy, which I'm assuming is one of its instructors. Have you seen this?
No.
Okay.
But it can't count, can it? It can't count.
Now, this is potentially what we're going to talk about. Can I send you a little sound bite of it saying hello?
Yeah.
Because I want to see what you think of this.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so the first sound you're going to hear is the trainer saying hello, and then you will hear the killer whale saying hello in response, and you hear that a few times. Here we go.
Hello. 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 Hello.
Right, it's rubbish.
Yeah, it is rubbish,
I'm
isn't
sorry.
it?
First of all, the fact that you thought you had to tell me that I was hearing the trainer first.
Well, I when I first listened to it, I was in bed.
Yeah.
And my girlfriend was with me, and my friend sent this video to me, and he said, "Have you seen the killer whale that can speak?" And I was like, "Oh my god, okay, yeah, let's have a look at this." And I was like, "Bella, there's a killer whale that can speak." And I played it, and it was like, "Hello," and I was like, "Oh my god, that's crazy."
Yeah.
But
And then the killer whale spoke.
yeah, and then I was like, actually, that's rubbish.
Every time it says hello, so it says hello like 3 times,
It's very different.
it doesn't sound like it's saying the same thing.
It's not very good. I mean, like, I don't want to be overly critical because it is an animal that doesn't have lips.
Well, I'm an animal that doesn't have lips. I still manage all right.
Yeah, you don't have lips, actually, that's true. Do you want to hear the counting 1, 2, 3?
Yeah, I kind of do.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
The way that the woman is saying 1, 2, 3 is very leading. She's trying to make it as whaley as possible.
No, you're absolutely right. Like, it's almost a case of her trying to sound like a whale so that we then, like, rate the whale's vocal skills more.
I don't know. It doesn't sound anything like it. And also, as I thought before I even listened to the clips, which I was assuming was going to actually sound like a whale saying 1, 2, 3, which it doesn't. It's not counting.
No, you are right. It's again
Just saying the words. Well, it's not saying the words 1, 2, 3. Let's pretend. Let's not even pretend that it is. It's just a whale making a series of 3 noises.
I agree with you. I am less than impressed with this. So it's from a paper called Imitation of Novel Conspecific and Human Speech Sounds in the Killer Whale, or Canis orca, which is a fantastic species name, I have to say. The thing that I really take issue with here, if you didn't have the trainer saying those things, nobody would go, "Oh my god, that whale just said hello."
Yeah.
Like, no, that wouldn't happen.
I'm still not even with the trainer saying those things. Are you literally saying you can hear it? I can't hear it.
With the hellos, I have to say, with the 1, 2, 3s, I'm less than impressed. With the hellos, I think that there is some sort of resemblance there, but it's not striking. And again, I think that without the context of the trainer, like it's definitely not recognisable.
Yeah. Get a parrot. So let's talk about Pointless.
Yes, good idea. Okay. I will put a link to our episodes. They've now aired. They're available on BBC iPlayer for a limited time only, but they'll be in the show notes. If you're listening to this several weeks after the episode airs, then I suspect you might be able to pick it up on Dave or something.
Oh, yeah, it's going to go down as a modern classic.
And we're going to be on now, because they show these episodes on Dave, don't they, for like ever. But imagine in like 3 decades or something, we're just there.
I've already changed enough now that I'm bald. Imagine in 30 years' time looking at myself.
Exactly. We'll look back, we'll be like, we were so gorgeous. Which is the sentiment of some of the tweets, which we'll go into in
Well,
a bit.
there we are. How many times have you watched it?
Once each episode.
Wow.
I couldn't watch it. I could barely watch it the first time. I found it a very awkward experience.
I am less concerned about that. So I've watched it meticulously.
Oh, yeah?
I've gone through it with a fine-tooth comb, trying to remember the bits that they've cut out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What was your highlight?
My highlight, the highlight for me, so we had 2 episodes. I think
Yeah.
episode 1 was my episode.
Yeah.
And episode 2 was your episode. My highlight is, and also my low light, was getting the pointless answer for the gunslinger.
I did wonder how emotionally you would feel about that in retrospect, because you didn't really get the pointless answer. You knew it
I knew it.
and you said it, but you didn't get the lack of points for it.
I wish I hadn't played it safe, because I played it safe because we'd just been on, we were doing okay, and I just felt like I just want to get through. Let's see how much further we can go. But in retrospect, if I'd said the gunslinger, we would have had a pointless answer.
Yeah.
We would have been the winners of that round, which would have
Yeah, we
changed
would have
the
gone
head-to-head.
first.
We would have gone first, which means we would have had a history of motoring first,
Yeah.
which means we could have said Swansea for the DVLA,
Yeah.
and they would have had to guess the colour of the flag or go for another one. I don't think they knew any of the others, because they went with Swansea, which was the easiest one on there.
But yeah, I also agree with that. I do think that some of them were possible to guess.
Yeah,
So like we attempted to guess a colour.
yeah,
Which also, I think in real life, I said way more than those colours. I think that was cut down.
yeah. I think you did too. They got ochre in there though.
Decades of the 18th century or whatever it was as well. 19th century, not 18th.
I said in my head when I was watching it again, the 1930s. And then it was
Yeah.
the 1930s. But then I thought, do I only know that because I was
Because
there and
we
I
have
saw
been
the
told.
answer? Yeah. So I don't know.
We had like a 1 in 9, well, 1 in 10 chance of getting that one right.
Mm.
So I don't know whether it would have completely changed the course of the game had we gone first.
I know, because they could have still got it right. They could have still beaten us on that one, and also
Oh, they would have trounced us on the...
on the next one. But we could have had a third shot, and who knows what the third shot was. I remember when we came out of the studio at that time, we were like, we got to the head-to-head, and, let's just give this another go for the next one.
I remember feeling an extreme burst of confidence, like, yeah, it's actually all right, isn't it? We're going to do this. We're
Exactly.
definitely going to get through at least to the head-to-head.
Exactly. I was feeling more confident for day 2.
Day 2. Well, really, hour 2, because should we have a bit of behind the scenes of how it works?
Yeah, let's go for behind the scenes. Go on.
So you're sitting in a very small marquee, a gazebo,
It is a gazebo, yeah.
just in the cold, in between 2 like lots where they do the recording, yeah?
Yeah.
Is that how you would describe it?
Yeah.
You had loose women on for some of it.
Yeah.
TV in the corner, so you chat with your fellow contestants and some runners. And then when the time to film an episode, a bag of balls gets brought out.
Yeah. Did we have to chant or something? Or
Oh yeah, there was a drum roll or something, some sort of clapping.
Yeah, we had to be like, oh, well, they drew out these balls, and the balls had, so it was 4 balls, wasn't it? And it was
Yeah.
each had a number on it, 1 to 4, and each of our teams had been given a number, so we would find out who was on which podium, right?
Yeah.
Go on.
How did we decide when we were going in? How did we decide who was up when? Or is that always set?
I don't know, actually. I think that they wanted to have
A range.
a range of people on there, so they would look at which pairs were waiting, because of course only 4 pairs are on at a time, but there's maybe like 10 pairs backstage in there, and
Yeah.
we're all sort of waiting to know which episode we're going to go on and when. And they film like 4 episodes in a day, so we went on day 1 and we didn't get to film at all on day 1, did we? We just spent the whole day just waiting, and then at the end of the day we were told, you're not going to be on, go back to the hotel, get drunk.
Yeah,
Which
basically.
we did. On day 2, we were told as a pair, like, we're on the first show. On the first show, there were 3 returning pairs, weren't there? So, there were 3
No,
new
that was
pairs.
the second show.
There were 3 new pairs. So we were on with some other people that we've been chatting with and we knew quite well, including the 2 guys who we had a drink with the night before.
We'll talk about how they progress through the competition.
Absolutely. So for anyone listening who hasn't seen our Pointless shows, this is what happened. It was show 2. We came on.
Yep.
It was
Supreme confidence.
It was historical events. Choose who goes first and who goes second. Now, I remember in the first show, I went first, you went second. So I think there was just something, it was like historical events, that's neither of our strong points. So let's just do the opposite of what we did last time. Because why not? So you stepped up first and we had famous departures. And it was all of these people. What was the one that you went for? Stoke-on-Trent.
So I thought it was kind of a cryptic clue, like more cryptic than some of the others anyway. So it said Stoke-on-Trent born singer who left band managed by whoever managed to take that in, and then a date. So I thought maybe people will be confused by the fact, like, it doesn't say left take that or whatever. Then it would have been obviously Robbie Williams. And I think people were, because it only got 26. Whereas if you ask people who left take that in 1990, whatever, they would obviously say Robbie Williams.
So a good answer, to be honest.
Yeah,
like 26.
A fair answer.
Score a good, Right. Switch round. It's my turn. Now, one that I thought I knew was the Jamaican-born socialite. Jamaican-born British socialite. Who left I'm a Celebrity, who quit I'm a Celebrity after a series of rows with her fellow campmates. And I said, well, I'm going to go for this one, because Adam was such a big fan of her when she was on TV or whatever. Lady P. For what I later learned was Lady C.
Yeah.
Lady Colin Campbell.
At least you can remember now.
I will never forget until the day I die that her name is Lady C.
Yeah.
And obviously I scored 100. We were already had the highest score from the previous round, so we were out on default.
And we had to stand there and wait.
For a long time. And also, like, when I said Lady P, you threw your head back like, oh. So I knew I got it wrong. But then they start to have that close-up of you while the answer was being revealed to be wrong. I did feel kind of bad for you then. I thought I shouldn't have made such a big deal about this. And I looked like mad at myself, I think. And that to me, I don't know. I thought that there would be more of a backlash on Twitter about it. Like people were like, oh, how does he not know Lady P? But Lady C, sorry. Only 9 people knew it was Lady C anyway. So I don't feel that bad. It would have been a good answer had I got it right. I mean, I am sorry that I did that. I was expecting way more of a backlash to you on Twitter. Yeah, you got a huge backlash. Yeah, I know. We'll do some tweets in a minute. You were positively received, largely. I don't really know what happened, because you were the one who lost it for us. Yeah, I did. But I gave some good answers. It was a very fun experience, though. It was a fun experience. It was good, and we gave it our best shot. And I think, a lot of it is down to luck. Should we go to Twitter and look at some of the tweets? Let's go to Twitter. Okay. Now, I retweeted a lot of these because I loved them. I was just like monitoring Twitter for any tweets about either of us. Yeah. And retweeting them and responding to them, which is a bit creepy in a way, but I don't really care. I thought it was funny. First one from a guy called 666, who is at triple spelled with who cares, and he or she plays the game every day, basically, like puts out their suggestions for all of them, blah blah blah, comments on every contestant, so like a bit of a running commentary from 666. And 666 says in caps, "You had a pointless answer!" ! Why the f***? I'll beat that out. Why the f*** did you not go for it? #pointless. So yeah. Well, this is what we were talking about in the last podcast, isn't it? People just don't understand. You think you know something,
But when you're under the lights, you don't want to risk it, and you don't need to risk it.
Exactly.
So you just don't risk it. It's easy to say
Exactly.
at home, I'd say the gunslinger.
Exactly.
But if you're not 100% sure,
When you're
then
not
why
thinking
not go for one that
strategy,
you're 100% sure?
when you're not
Yeah.
thinking of your strategy on the day of how you're going to get through to the next round, how you're going to, ensure you get to the final in your only 2 opportunities, then it's very difficult to go with a pointless answer that you may or may not have, So I'm sorry, 666. Next tweet. Now, this is my favourite tweet, and it concerns you. And this is from someone called Voss at Vosper, which is VOSPR.
Don't publicise him.
Voss says, contestant says is PhD student, absolutely as thick as shit. God help us. And they say education has not been dumbed down, followed by 5 question marks, #pointless.
Yeah, it was my favourite as well, to be honest. I've got it printed out with the word pixelated, and it's up on the lab notice board. Just as a little indication of what we're working with in the lab.
This Voss person, who, looking at some of the other tweets, is also a massive Brexiteer and racist.
Thick as shit.
Yeah, thinks you're like...
But
You're
I think that's
stupid because you don't know who someone from Star Trek is. I love that, though. And
They've had enough of experts. I'm a PhD student. If they'd have asked us questions about insects or even biology in general,
Well, they
then
did.
I would have been fine with them saying, yeah, obviously this person doesn't know the stuff, which, let's be honest, I mean, people listen to this podcast. I don't know that much. If he responded to this with it, I'd be okay. But Voss, come on.
Yeah.
I was all right.
Well, perhaps maybe Voss has listened to our podcast
Oh, that could be it.
and is basing it on that.
Oh,
We're assuming Voss only knows you through Pointless, but perhaps that's not true.
my fame has so many tentacles.
I love that Katie said she thinks that you should have this tweet as the quote at the beginning of your thesis.
Yeah.
I
Maybe when it goes into the hardbound version, like after it's been examined and stuff, like you can, when you go for the final between card covers, you can do what you want to it, basically. And I do think for my personal copy,
you should have
I will
that,
be doing
yeah.
it.
Exactly. That is so funny. And they say education has not been dumbed down. Who says this, by the way? Like, oh Voss.
People who didn't vote for Brexit.
Oh, Voss, you Anyway, then we've got another couple of tweets. Got a guy called Lord Greystoke who says never heard of Lady C. #pointless.
Vindicated.
Yeah, exactly. Like me neither. Well, no, I just got her name wrong. And then finally a guy called Jonathan.
He's my favourite. Jonathan Greenhow.
at Coffee
At
Madman.
Coffee Madman.
And he says, would have bet good money Harvey was gay on Pointless. We can't have them all, sadly. So
No mention of me.
no mention of you whatsoever.
Apparently they're not bothered about having me.
I don't know how Jonathan Greenhow knows I'm not gay.
That's a very good point. Maybe he'd seen your Twitter activity.
My Twitter activity does not suggest anything about my sexuality. I post a lot of rockets, but they're quite phallic.
Well, that means... Yeah, I guess it does mean that you're probably obsessed with the penis. I can guarantee, not guarantee to be fair, maybe you're just not interested in me. My favourite thing about Jonathan's tweet was Bella's response.
Yeah, Bella, my girlfriend.
Said, same. We've all been there.
Yes, Jonathan, you're not the first to come to this assumption, and I'm sure you won't be the last.